Okay? We're in channel 1 right now. Okay? So channel 1 and 2 are pre-fader. Okay? So as you can see, this volume level is going to have, when I adjust this, it's going to have no effect on the subwoofer in that volume level. Okay? No matter where this is at. So I've got my volume level all the way down here. This is the only thing that's going to affect that volume level.
So the fader's not?
The fader has no effect on the subwoofer.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Cool.
Now, you've got this little button here. It says pre. When it's down, it's pre-fader. That's going to adjust auxiliary 3 and 4 to be pre-fader or post-fader. Okay? You want them pre-fader. These two, 5 and 6, are always going to be post-fader. Okay? There is no adjustment on 5 and 6. These are always going to be affected by your
main slider.
Yeah, by your slider. So, for example, I'm going to go ahead and plug into channel 3 here. Okay, right now
Into channel 3.
I'm plugging the subwoofer into channel 3.
Okay.
Just for the sake, just so we can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so it's pre-fader right now. Okay, we're getting sound out of the subwoofer. Okay, I just plugged it. Yeah, I just switched it. Okay, we'll switch it back.
Right.
I'm just showing you what pre and post fader means. Okay, so I have full adjustment here. This has no effect on the subwoofer. Okay.
Okay.
As soon as I hit that button, now we're post fader. So if there's no volume level here, there's no volume level here. So I turn this up. And now do you hear the subwoofer?
Yeah.
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 No subwoofer.
Post fader. Cool.
Basically,
No sub.
these two are going to be affected by the main mix. So whatever mix you have right here in the sliders, you're going to hear those adjustments in 5 and 6.
Right.
And then anything in 1 through 4 is a personal mix that is not affected in the mains.
Depending on your buttons.
Right, depending on the button.
Okay? Pre, and you can adjust it channel. So if there are certain things that you want in auxiliary 3 and 4, which there may be an application you're like, oh, that would come in useful there. I'm going to do that. And you're like, okay, that one's going to be like that. Okay? Then you can do that. Okay, it's up to you. But does that make sense?
Yeah.
How that's all working?
Uh-huh.
Pre and post fader? What does pre-fader do, Kyle?
It means you can change it. You adjust it with here.
Okay.
Okay. And
Does it have a
and if you
pre-fader?
did,
Does it
if
have
you
an
push
effect
up on
on
here, no, it doesn't affect this fader.
Okay.
And then, but if you turn it to post, then it does here, but not there.
Okay. Good. All right. Sounds good. Everybody good on that?
Effects. Yes.
You might explain very quickly again.
Okay.
If it's pre-fader,
If it's pre-fader, I have full control here, volume level wise.
right?
Okay. No control here. This
That just goes.
I
to
just
mains.
took the subwoofer completely out. Okay. So we're pre-fader now. I have full control of my volume level.
right there.
Right here. Nothing else is going to affect this volume level.
Okay,
Okay.
that's pre-fader.
As soon as I go post fader, now this fader affects this volume level.
So you wouldn't even need that to move that then. If you
Well, if I didn't want subwoofer. So I still have,
Okay.
I still have control of my volume level here, but I also have control of it here.
Makes sense.
So what is this in now?
This is post fader
post.
right
Okay.
now. Okay.
And that's what it's gonna be in.
No, it's going to be in pre-fader.
It's gonna be in
Unless
pre.
Campbell want. I mean, it's
Okay.
up to Campbell how she wants it. She's the sound person. So if she, and it's a switch she can make any time, and it's an easy switch. It's a matter of unplugging and plugging. That's what I just did. She just needed to inform people, So if you think it would be better as a post fader, then we can do that. If you think you could mix it better that way, or if if you find, okay, I'm taking the volume level down, crap, I forgot to turn this down with it, that's too much trouble, you know, or you're adjusting this, you know, and maybe, you know, maybe you hook the subwoofer into channel 4 and make, you know, maybe for the CD, maybe that would be.
I just want it to be consistent.
You want it to be consistent on that channel.
Right.
So then you could do that.
Right. That might be a good idea.
You know,
I mean,
so it's up to you. We can set it up however you want. And maybe we'll just go ahead and make the subwoofer channel 4. Mm-hmm. That way all your monitor channels are 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you have the ability at any time you want to switch it to a post-fade or pre-fade, you can do that. Okay? So subwoofer is now officially channel 4.
It is?
Yes.
Just moved it?
We're just going to move it right now.
Why didn't you want it in 1? 1 puts it at the top.
Right, but 4 gives her and whoever's running sound the ability for more options.
For pre and post faders.
Right, so, you know, like I said.
Okay, maybe I'm missing something. Why doesn't pre and post affect what's in channel 1?
1 and 2
Okay.
are always pre.
Oh.
5 and 6
okay.
are always post.
Okay, and then 3 and 4 are
3 and
either
4
or?
are your optionals.
I get it.
Okay?
Optionals? What do you mean by optionals?
Meaning this button, this pre-button, that changes whether 3 is a pre-fade or post-fade, and 4 whether it's a pre-fade or post-fade. Okay? So 1 and
But
2...
otherwise, 1 and 2 are always going to be pre-faders. You can't adjust those.
You can't adjust that. That is a non-adjustable thing. And 5 and 6, it's non-adjustable. They're always going to be affected post-fade.
So yes, I do want it in 4. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, so, you know, she can have now, I mean, maybe it's a good thing, you know, she has it in, she wants just this channel, because remember, these buttons only affect this line. Okay? So for the sound mix, it is a good idea to probably have, you know, an adjustment in there of pre and post.
Because, you know, there are actually times where we might cut the volume down without actually having it turned off on the computer right away because Ryan's like, hey, let's get started, and it might take 30 seconds to turn it off, but then we'd still be hearing subwoofer in them. Right.
So that is
Yeah.
that is a
I
good.
did want it that way. Okay. The fact that I even care is encouraging to me.
But you're starting to use your brain. Okay, this is how I want it. How can I make how I want it to work? Okay, that's how we did it. We just did it.
So you want it post fader, so you can just go like that.
Right. So I
Boom.
can just turn
She
off
wants
the
it post fader.
Yeah.
The subwoofer, and
Right.
the nice thing is it's only on our computer.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
so now all these are still pre-fader. This is the only one that's post-fader.
So you won't be able to do anything on those top 3 red.
Well, you
This
can
pre-
you can still make adjustments for all these.
when it's in post.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. These two are going to be post-fade. These are going to be pre-fade. These are going to be post-fade.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, but this is just the computer channel. So this button is pushed down on the kick drum. So this is still going to be a pre-fader button.
Okay.
So she can still adjust that
Cool.
fully and completely. One button that overrides anything on the entire thing is this mute button. Does not matter
Or this
what I
one.
do. Yeah.
Or that one.
The tape return.
Yeah. It was tape return to main mix is which button it was.
Bummer.
Yeah, because, you know, by the way, I don't know what's wrong with these, but, like, last week on Sunday, I was not able to hear anything, and I made sure that, you know, this wasn't affecting anything, but I was not able to hear specific auxiliary channels set up as monitors, because I was checking different things, like for drums and
Right.
stuff like that, and I was trying to EQ vocals, and so I might have my solo
Right.
muted over for vocals, and I could not hear anything out of here, and sometimes I've noticed these are flaky.
Right.
Like, I think maybe these are on their way out. But if that's pushed, this is not gonna work.
Right. I think. I'm not sure. I'd have to.
I'm pretty sure that's what I figured out on Sunday. But even regardless of whether this was up or down, I still was not able to get clear things out of these. So I think we need to get a new pair.
So does everybody understand the auxiliaries?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, these are your master volumes for all your auxiliaries. So it's going to turn up and down whatever volume level it is. Okay?
Whatever it's applied to.
Yeah. Whatever it's applied to. So if it's a subwoofer, it's going to turn up the whole volume. This is going to turn up the whole volume of every single channel across here. That's what a master volume does. This is going to turn the whole volume of everything up here. Okay? All right. So we've got that section. We've got that. These are your EQs. I'm not going to really go too much into that. That just adjusts how it sounds. Yeah. Highs, mids, lows, different things like that. You do have one button in here. It's called your low cut. It cuts out the lowest frequencies, which at this point we probably don't need any of them down anymore.
Because we have all of our lows going to the subwoofer.
Right. The only thing you'd want to check is if, you took your lows off something. Yeah, I definitely don't want that on the keys. If you took your lows off something, you're starting to get some distortion in the mids. That's the only time you'd want to do that. But basically, that's what that does. And then you have your mute button. Okay, mute button, we already kind of went over that. Just silences the channel. These are all muted. It's got the steady red light on it right there. Okay. Now we're going to go over all these fun little buttons. Actually, no. We'll go over these first. Okay. These are what's called bus channels or sub channels. Okay. Again, you can use these for all sorts of applications. Say you just wanted, basically, you assign things to these channels.
So just like, for example, we have vocals. We have all the vocals going into this. So if I want to increase vocals at any point, I can just turn up the vocals without having to adjust each of those individual vocal sliders.
Right. And I'll show you guys how to assign channels. Okay. Now these channels also have assignments. Okay. Left and right assign. See that button? If I put that up, that just took anything that's going into this channel and took it out of the main mix. Okay. So you can use these things.
To mute
also.
vocals? So you just go like that and you mute all the vocals?
You mute all the vocals. Okay. Well, technically, that we're not gonna use that like that, because I want you guys to understand the capabilities of these channels. Not exactly the application. We are using them for that application, but you can use them for a whole lot more than that. Okay. You can have your entire main mix going into these. So if you wanted, you could have your entire main mix and have an out channel. These are all volume channels as well. Okay, so you have your auxiliary channels here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 channels that you can send out here to various applications. You have 4 more channels that you can send out here, and you have 1 channel that you can send out here. These are all volume signals that you can send. You just choose where you want to send them. Does that make sense? Okay. So these channels, say we want it, and this is how we used to do all of our recording. Okay. We had all of the entire main mix assigned to 1 or 2 of these channels, and we'd adjust the volume level of the recording with these faders. Okay. But these faders didn't have any adjustment here. Okay. It's all dependent upon the button you press here. So I guess this is probably a good time to go into our assignment buttons so you can understand that. Okay. These are your assignment buttons right here. Every channel has them. You've got a button with 1-2, a button with 3-4, and you have a button that says L and R. Okay. These are your sub channels. So 1 and 2, when that button is pressed down, that is sending the signal to channels 1 and 2 of your sub channels.
Cool.
Okay, sub 1, sub 2, sub 3, sub 4.